in Colorado. They are taking over the towns. They're taking over buildings. They're going in violently. These are the people that she and Biden led into our country, and they're destroying our country. They're dangerous. They're at the highest level of criminality, and we have to get them out. We have to get them out fast.
All right, so you see at this week's debate, former President Donald Trump sounding the alarm on American citizens struggling under the weight of people flowing into our nation from other countries. One city in particular, Springfield, Ohio, is in the national spotlight right now over the massive spike of Haitian migrants, some 15,000 who have arrived under the Biden-Harris Temporary Protected Status Program, or TPS. That makes them, through the program, legally here. And again, I want to mention the number, small town, 15,000 have come into the city of just 60,000 in the past few years. Ohio Governor DeVine.
Remember, the Biden-Harris administration is the one that created this migrant crisis. And that's crazy. In just 2 years, they've sent 15,000 Haitian migrants to a small town in Springfield, Ohio, like that only has a population of 60,000. Talking about destroying the economy of a city, let alone the chaos that is causing.
Actually has announced in the last 24 hours that he is going to send $2.5 million along with a boost in law enforcement on the ground to help that community manage an untenable situation right now. He also explained how the migrant influx is hurting Springfield.
These dramatic surges impact every citizen in the community, every citizen. The moms who have to wait hours in a waiting room with a sick child, everyone who drives on the streets, and it affects children who go to school in more crowded classrooms. This is, a very unprecedented situation in Springfield. We wish we had some help from the federal government.
Republican Governor DeWine there explaining why they need federal government help. It's a federal program that put them in this position.
Come on, do you even have to explain why this city needs help from the government? Does that need any explanation? Like, seriously? They created the problem, the Biden-Harris administration. The problem has extended to this little town aside from all the other states. And they need to explain why they need help? Come on, brother.
Now, the people who live there were at a city commission meeting this week, including one woman who lost her mother-in-law because of the situation. Let's watch this together.
On December 1st, I received a phone call that changed my life forever. She was collecting her trash can from her driveway when a car struck and killed her instantly. A Haitian immigrant was allegedly driving recklessly when he struck and killed her. I am paralyzed with anxiety when I'm getting my children out of the car in any parking lot, walking on any sidewalk, and driving on any road in this town.
This issue is not a...
So imagine your mother taking out the trash, her house and your house, like she does every other week. And then you get a call that she got run over because the driver, an illegal immigrant, protected by the Biden-Harris administration, CPS Act policy, whatever it is, who probably didn't even know how to drive. He's not licensed to drive and was not even supposed to be here. Run her over. Like, how will you feel? Like, this is shameful, to say the least.
Republican or Democratic issue. This is an American issue. This is an Ohio issue, and this is a Springfield issue. We, the people, have the ability to ensure our streets are safe.
Schools are overcrowded. Our education system has went in the trash. Housing is another issue. The overcrowding in housing. My son had to give me his house and move to another house because I can't find housing.
Is there a cutoff point that, for the population here? Or, I feel like there should be a no vacancy sign right now. And people are...
He said there should be a no vacancy sign right now. I mean, even though it sounds funny, but he's right. They shouldn't be letting this migrant in. Like that's it's just ridiculous.
Are still coming in.
I want to make a point really clear here. This isn't exactly the same thing that other cities far from the border are seeing where, Democrats have accused Republicans for busing people in. This is through a Biden-Harris administration. Remember, he put her in charge of the border. A Biden-Harris administration special program for Haitians at this time. So they are looked upon now as being legally in our communities, particularly Springfield, Ohio. Now, that's important to note, because if one side starts pointing fingers at the other, Democrats to Republicans as they have, don't you dare let them get away with they were bused there, because they weren't. Many of them want to stay in that community. They have jobs. But the collision of population in Springfield and people who are not, in many cases, licensed to drive, and that was an issue in that woman's mother's case. Those are the things that are coming up, a lack of resources, that sort of thing. Republican Congresswoman Kat Cammack of Florida, member of the Energy and Agricultural Committees, is also on the select subcommittees on the committee on the weaponization of the federal government. Congresswoman Cammack, I want to first of all, because we've been talking about this issue of immigration for so long, set the table, if you will, for us of why this now is so important to so many Americans in different positions across the country.
Well, Harris, you've heard me say it so many times before. Every town and city, every state in the country is a border town because of the open border policies. But as you rightfully...
Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? Every state in the country is an open border town because of the open border policy. That means your city, your state could be next. Does that make any sense? Like, how is that even possible? Like, nobody's trying to stop this. It's wow.
Pointed out, this is a program that the Harris-Biden regime have stood up, implemented, and are now setting up across the country. And just to give you some perspective about why this is so critical, that we're pointing out that this is an authorized legal program under this administration, it's that they're not just putting them in schools and putting more pressure on all the healthcare systems and community services. There are cities, and this is so scary. They are not only giving them these services, they're now giving them jobs as law enforcement officers. That is why I had to drop a bill last week, the Citizen-Only Policing Act, because they are now allowing people under these programs to serve as gun-carrying sworn officers of the law. Keep in mind, these people are...
No. You're telling me they are giving these illegal immigrants, migrants, whatever, gun-carrying law enforcement jobs. Are you kidding me? Is this even real? Like, what the fuck is going on? And you want another 4 years of this shit? Like, did the Biden-Harris administration forget these are illegal immigrants? Like, this is just... I don't even have any words for this bullshit.
In the country illegally. And that is what is so crazy to me. And another fine point to put on this that everyone should be upset about is that collectively, we spend $42 billion of taxpayer money every single year on people in this country who have been brought in through the Harris-Biden regime or have crossed the border illegally.
You heard that? Collectively, $42 billion a year since they took the presidency to bring illegal migrants into this country. Yet our seniors, veterans, and U.S. citizens are struggling to buy groceries and pay rent. Man, if they are not mentally challenged over this, like, I don't know what the fuck they are.
As a comparison, homeless veterans only get $3 billion.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
You heard? Do you hear that difference? $43 billion to bring in illegal migrants, and only $3 billion to help homeless veterans, people that fought for this country. Man, we need to get out of there ASAP. I don't care what anybody says.
Making them law enforcement, I mean, they're not U.S. citizens. From what I'm understanding,
Exactly.
some of them may be looked
How is
upon
that
as
even
legal in this
possible?
country, but that doesn't make them citizens. All right, let's
How
get to
can you
this.
make
House
an
Speaker
illegal?
Mike Johnson.
How can you make an illegal migrant a gun carrying law enforcement person? Like, job, whatever.
Johnson is now going forward, pushing hard to include a measure requiring proof of citizenship to vote in a bill to prevent a government shutdown. And Republicans laid out why that measure is so important.
I want any member of Congress in either party to explain to the American people why we should not ensure that only U.S. citizens are voting in U.S. elections.
If Americans are going to remain in control of their own government, for heaven's sakes, we should let only Americans vote in our elections. Thank you.
If we do not show the American people that the elections are going to be fair and they're going to be satisfied with the outcome, you are going to have hell to pay in this country.
Well, the former president, the nation's 45th president, also shared his thoughts in making them clear. He posted, if Republicans in the House and Senate don't get absolute assurances on election security, they should in no way, shape, or form go forward with a continuing resolution on the budget. Congresswoman, your take.
And to end on this note, we for sure need to make sure that everybody voting is an American citizen, U.S. citizen. Why? Because the only way for Harris to win this election, in my opinion, because I know anybody with a common sense, they don't want 4 more years of this stupidity. The only way, in my opinion, of her winning this election is that they allow migrants to vote, and you know what's going to happen. All the migrants are going to vote for her. You know that's for sure. They brought them in, they feeding them, housing them. What do you think is going to happen? So let me know what you think about this in the comment, guys. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel to support me with the algorithm. And remember to have a blessed and exclusive day. Peace.